Good evening, one and all. I am Himanshu Saluja, student coordinator of Lean Six Sigma. I am here to introduce amongst all my fellow students, Shri Ashish Joglekar sir. He has an eminent experience in domain of manufacturing, project planning, commissioning, learning and development, followed with Six Sigma and quality development function. He has also given his esteemed service to Reliance Foundation for Development and Sustainable Quality Initiative. He has a manufacturing experience in manufacturing, debottlenecking, project planning, commission, learning development in Six Sigma. He joined Reliance in 1992 at PMD worked at PMD, JNPT, DMD, GMD from 1992 to 2004. He also worked in planning and scheduling Six Sigma movement from 2004 to 2008. He has also worked with Manufacturing Center L&D from 2012 to 2019 as a spearhead the CS implementation. He is currently working in manufacturing excellence. He has done his BE in chemical engineering with ASQ certified Six Sigma Black Belt RBNA qualifier exam. He also trained around 100 employees at PMD, SMD, JMD, and MD on Six Sigma methodology. He also imparted yellow belt training one full day at PMD, NMD, and DMD. He is also maintaining projects at PMD, SMD, and HR. He likes traveling, trekking, reading, listening to music. I would lastly conclude expressing my heartiest gratitude to him for giving all his valuable time of his busy schedule, sharing out his esteemed knowledge and experience with all of us. Thank you, Mr. Ashish Joglekar, sir, for giving us your previous time to student.
Thank you, Himanshu, for the introduction. I will just share my presentation. Somebody can just confirm that it is visible.
Sir, I will confirm you.
Yeah. Visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Himanshu, for the introduction. And thank you,
Sir,
IICHE, for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge and experience in this forum. We will go to the presentation first and then we'll have question answers if anything required. In discussion with Himanshu over last few days or week, it was decided that we will have around 1.5 hour sessions for this Six Sigma journey, and we'll continue Saturday, Sunday as and when possible, and try to finish it off within next 6 to 7 weeks. Correct, Himanshu? So this is session 1 today, and we will have this session 1. What we will cover is what is Six Sigma methodology, why it is required, why it is used, what are the benefits, different approaches taken by different people in identifying the projects. There are different approaches used across the world in manufacturing, how it works, and the objective of the whole session, that is today and also sessions which are going to be done in the coming weeks. The session is to improve your awareness on the Six Sigma methodology and just to give you a brief about how a journey works, what are the tools used, what are the statistical tools, what are non-statistical tools, how the project progresses, and what are the benefits that we achieve from doing the Six Sigma methodology approach in problem solving. So in session 2, we will cover define phase concept, project charter. Session 3 will have major phase concepts and tools. Session 4 will have basic statistical tools and 7 QC tools, that is quality control tools. Session 5 will cover failure mode effect analysis, that is FME generally we call it. Session 6 will have lean tools that are used in find out root cause analysis and everything. 7 will have improve and control phase concepts and tools. And session 8 will cover role responsibilities of the individuals involved, and also will share some insights to case studies done across the industry. So let us begin the session with a simple story. The story of a tortoise and a hare. I think we have grown up by listening to the story of hare and tortoise. that they start the story with a race. That tortoise and hare are good friends in jungle, and they decide that they will have a race and see who wins the race. So in the first race, we know that the hare goes far off and then sees that the tortoise is far behind. So decides to take a nap and has a sleep in a shade. Tortoise slowly starts walking towards the end line and wins the race. So the moral is slow and steady wins the race. That is how we have grown up over a period of time by listening to the story. But now, as the time progresses, new concepts have come. The story has also changed now. The story has now you can say second chapter. When the hare realizes that this is not fair and actually I should have won the race because I am faster, swift and consistent in my method and faster and swift than the tortoise. But due to my laziness or my loss in concentration, I slept there and lost the race. So he says that let us have another race. Tortoise is now confident that the hare will sleep again. So he decides to have a race. He again agrees for the race. The second race, the hare starts and finish in one go, and he wins by several miles. So what is the moral of the story now? It's always good to be slow and steady, but fast and consistent will always beat us. So in the new world, that is the modern world, the speed of the internet, the speed of knowledge being transferred, the speed of data we get is so fast and consistent that it will always beat the slow and steady. But race doesn't end here. Now the tortoise is in dilemma. For a period of so much time, I was winning the race. Now how the hare can win it? I should always win the race. So he tells the hare that let us have another race. And this time, the route will be decided by me. The hare is now, the rabbit or the hare is confident, hey, I will really win it. I have no worry. Any route, any path you choose, I am always going to be fast and consistent. So I'm going to win the race. So what the hare says that they run up to a river bank, cross the river, and go on the other side of the bank, and the race ends. So what happened this time? Hare goes up to the bank but could not swim, so he remains there. The tortoise slowly comes to the river bank, swims across the bank, and goes on the other side of the river and wins the race. So what's the moral of this story now? First, identify your core competency and work to suit your core competency. If your strength is analysis, make sure you do some improvement using root cause analysis. If your strength is presentation or leadership qualities, you can give the presentations to the management. So now the time has come that we should be able to find out what is my competency, what is the subject which I am more suiting to, what is the thing that I can do fast and correct. That you get engage yourself in that type of job. That is the moral of this story. Now about this time, the hare and tortoise have ran almost 3-4 races and are good friends. So they decide that let us run the same race again as a team. So what they say that when they start off, the tortoise sits on the back of the hare, and the hare runs fast up to the river bed. Once the river comes, they reverse their job, and the hare sits on the tortoise back, and tortoise crosses the river with the hare, and both of them win the race. And they are very satisfied and happy that they could together cross the finish line and win the race. So, what is the moral of the story now? Moral of the story here is it's good to be individually brilliant and strong, have good competencies, core competencies, but you will not be able to achieve anything unless you work in a team, unless you work with people who have different competencies or different knowledge, different experience. So now when we see as an individual, you can be poor in one competency or poor in one subject. Rather, team, always you will win the race or win the project or complete a project or complete any new thing that has been assigned to you. So it is always important to work in team, leveraging each other's competencies and complete the job. Six Sigma also says, let's go and build strong teams. So what does the team concept say? Together, everybody achieves more. If a person is doing a project individually, then he will not be able to get his eyes on all the aspects of the project. But as a team, everyone brings in his own competency, everyone brings his own thinking. Each perspective is different. So when you work in a team, you are able to achieve a significant target, a significant goal, and move forward. Six Sigma concept also says the same thing. Work in team, work with different people, work with people of different expertise. Somebody will be expert in analysis, somebody expert in the actual technical knowledge, somebody expert in personal relationships. Put a team together and complete their project or complete the activity, complete a task or resolve a problem. It will always be uh, successful, and you will always find it very satisfactory. So everybody's part of life is this only. Over a period of time, our expectations grow, and where we are is always below the expectations. Take a simple example of our life. In the life when we start our career, let's say after graduation at the age of 25 or 24, we start working in the organization. So we always expect that the person senior, some person is getting this much salary, this much allowance, this much privileges. So I should also get it. And when we start doing the expectations, we should have a flat of my own. I should have a car or two-wheeler. I should have a you can say good clothes and all these things. But every time there is some gap which remains between where we are and where we want to go. That is called a performance gap. In our manufacturing sector or any service industry, the performance gap is always between what the customer expects from you and what you're delivering. Okay, so always there is a gap between the customer expectations and the delivery. So Six Sigma methodology or improvement projects or improvement areas are identified as this performance gap. What the gap is the improvement area for that organization or for that team. Let us take an example of a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, we have for food, we expect that the ambience must be very good, lighting element must be there, it should have a washrooms must be properly maintained, the person serving us must be well dressed and neat and clean, must give us prompt service, and also at the end we expect that the food expenses are not much. That are the expectations from a customer. Also the food quality, the food must be tasty, it must be served hot, or if you are taking some food which is cold like ice cream, it must be stored in the proper temperature. That are the expectations from a customer. But everywhere, everything, sometimes the restaurant is able to give 90% of our expectations, sometimes 80%. That is the gap for the restaurant owner versus the customer expectations. So if you are in any environment, you will always have a gap between what we expect and where we are. That is performance gap, and that performance gap is the project or a improvement area which we have to close or try to close as much as possible, so that the expectations and the performance is matching. The different approaches are different for identifying the project. The strategic thinking, like a CEO of organization, he will think that when I start a organization, I'm organization is small.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Sir, your screen
not-
is not visible.
Oh, what happened?
Due to some, sir,
Yeah,
connection
yeah. I'll just do it.
error.
Wait.
Yes, sir. Good.
Wait 1 minute. Visible now?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
visible? Visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Is it visible? Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Thank you.
Sir,
So the goal
please
of
open the. Sir, please open a PowerPoint presentation
okay.
that is showing a. Yes,
It is showing something else.
it's showing, sir, your folder where presentation is with it.
Oh, 1 minute, 1 minute. Now? Visible?
Yes, sir.
Presentation visible now?
Sir, is it visible? Yes, sir. Please put into a full screen, sir, if is it possible.
Full screen में ही है.
Sir, please press F5.
हाँ, full screen में ही है.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I think I am sharing from laptop, so whatever screen is there, full screen is there only.
Sir, on the left, on the right side, in the below, there is an option of a where 73% is written. On the left side, there is a symbol is be there.
1 minute.
Left side of 73%.
हाँ, so 100% करूँ उसको.
No, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
slideshow mode.
हाँ?
slideshow mode, sir. Yes.
Slideshow mode, this ना. Slideshow mode में ही है सब. Now visible?
Sir,
Hello?
please do it on a 90%. Yes, sir. Is it visible? Please do on a 90%. It's on 100%, no? 70 to 90, 70%. Yes, sir. Is it okay?
Okay now?
Yes, sir. Please tell.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the goal or vision or dream of every individual is different. A CEO of organization will say that my organization must become topmost, come in top 100 Fortune 500 companies. So a businessman in life, or somebody like so the mera age ka hai, I'm around now 50. So I will say running a marathon at age of 50 is my dream. It may not come true, but it is a vision and a dream or thinking at every person. Now, at your age, you will see that I must complete my graduation in first, let's say 4 years, maybe without taking a gap. I should complete my business management or post graduation in next 2 years. That is a dream or vision for somebody to grow up. Every project or every improvement area start with a dream. Now, the dream can be small, dream can be big, but how to achieve that dream is how you achieve that projects. Then vision comes from strategic planning. Strategic planning has different methods available. Hosini Kandri hai, SWO2, that is strength, weakness, opportunity analysis. Vision can be short term or long term. That you can have a short term mission that I will complete this in the next 5 years, or long term mission. Say I will purchase a house in next 10 years. I will purchase a car. I will shift to a better city, or I will be going for a foreign trip. That can be a long term visions. Short term visions can be I will complete my graduation in the next 2 years, then do a job for do some post graduation management training for next 2 years. That can be a short term goals. But every objective or every strategy, every objective must have a metric. Metric is it must be measured. Why it must be measured? What Lord Kelvin says, that if we can't express anything in terms of value or number, then we really don't know where we are. And if you don't know where we are, then we have no chance of getting an improvement. How we can improve it? It is a must to a chance. Because if you don't know, say what percentage marks you have got in the examination, I don't know. I passed it. It is not used, na. If you know I got 60% or I got 6.2 percentile, like what you do in nowadays in engineering or graduation. So if you know I got 6.2 percentile, so I must improve from 6.2 to 7.2, 8, 9, Joby, whatever the number is. But if I don't know how much I got, then I don't know where I stand, and then I cannot improve or I cannot go to the next step. So every target, every objective, or in Six Sigma language, you say every project must have a metric that is measured. It must be measured in some or other way. You cannot do a project without a measurement, because if you don't have the measurement, you don't know where you are and where you want to go. So project can be done in 2-3 parts. There are project management stage, project stage. Some are daily management projects, some are dashboards, KPIs. Projects can be formed from any of these visual things which we see in the industry. The business process management, that is focused on understanding, controlling, and improving business processes to create value for all stakeholders. What are stakeholders for a business? Shareholders are stakeholders. Community is a stakeholder. Employee is a stakeholder. Management is a stakeholder. There are different stakeholders for different business process in the management. So it is, if we are doing a business process management concept, we are taking care of all stakeholders and creating value for all stakeholders. So business process management is done at 3 levels. On the business level, that is we can say at a very high level. What is the high level? If let us consider organization which has different setups at different cities, some in Mumbai, some in Delhi, some in Bangalore. At business level, that is the highest level of the organization, CEO or the board of a chairman of the board, he will think about high level strategies which can be implemented or which can be deployed across all sites in India, so that the organization also benefits and the employer also benefits. That is the business level process, or we can say level at the highest level of the process. Second is the operations level, that you can say the respective site functions, that is Mumbai ka jo organization hai ya Delhi mein there is a organization, so they can take care their own issues in managing operations and take up some projects which will benefit for their own function at Delhi or function in Mumbai. So they will not be thinking about the organization view. They will thinking only taking a view of their own function at Mumbai. So Mumbai में उनका जो some function होगा, उसमें जो भी people are working, so they will think out how to improve their services, how to improve their products, how to improve the quality, how to reduce the cost. They will think about their own thing. And the process level is at the micro level. That is the function working at the shop level. He will think about how we can improve his own process so that the quality of the product or quality of service improves. So in BPM, we do the business process at 3 levels: the business level, the operation level, and the process level. And this is the best example of not much of contest. The person is asked to paint the road and he has left that tree branch fallen on the road as it is and just painted the road by bypassing the tree branch. So this is not allowed in Six Sigma. There is nothing called it's not my job. Everything is our job. When we are doing a project, we also have to think about peripheral activity going on in the project and try to improve everything that comes in our way. Now we have to prioritize our project. We got a project, somebody tell that, Are, I have got these 6 problems in my hand, and you take up a project in all the 6. But your resources, we have resources which are not available at all the functions. So we want to prioritize the project. So how you can prioritize the project? There are 5 criteria on which a project can prioritize. The criteria 1 is regulatory or statutory compliance. Is the project or is the change or is the improvement required as a must-do thing for a regulator? That is it required by law? Something we are doing is not as per the rule of the land, and the change is required to, you can say, comply to the rule. Then you have to give 9 points there. You can see here, it is done. If no, you give 1 point. If yes, give 9 points. So in the first column, you write the projects. You have got 10, 12 projects given by your organization. Decide by pain areas. I want to improve quality. I want to improve service. I want to reduce the cost. I want to improve profitability. There is problem in worker behavior. I want to do this. I want to do that. What are the laundry list is there? You can write the laundry list in the first column. That is the change suggested. In the second column, that is criteria A. Against each list, each item, you have to rank it. Is it statutory required? If it is driven by the law of the land, then you have to put that 9 points there. If it is not required, then you put 1 point.
Hello,
then go to
sir.
criteria. Yeah.
Sir, two student has raised their hand. Anybody have any problem?
Yes,
Your slide
actually,
is,
yeah.
we cannot able to see your current slide. It
Yeah.
is 24th number.
Vision question mark dreams.
Yeah,
strategy.
you are might be on 30, 32 slide, but we can see 24 only.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, sir.
हाँ.
सर प्लीज आप कौन सी स्लाइड पे हैं सर? प्लीज click on that slide.
हाँ.
And that is showing vision and dreams, strategic thinking. Is it a right slide?
1 minute.
No, sir.
No, I am. What was that slide? I think some issue with the system only. I will just exit and then again start. 1 minute.
Please lower your hands.
I am here now. Project prioritization.
Everybody is please tell me.
Everybody
Yes,
is
sir.
The
able
slide
to
is
see it?
yes, sir. Is
Yes.
it?
Yeah. So we are on this slide. What is the slide? It says that I just start from again on this slide. Some we have to say improvement areas we have to do in our organization or say in your some department. And then you go to your boss or the head of department and say that what are the pain or what are the functions you want to improve. He gives you a list of around 10 functions. But as a team or as a Six Sigma leader, you cannot work on all 10 at the same time. It will be not advisable. You can take one or two simultaneously, but all 10 will be difficult for you to manage because you have to do a lot of data work in that, and it will be difficult and also time consuming uh, to work on 10 projects. So you have to prioritize your projects. So how you will do it? There's maybe some method of doing it. So we have just devised a method wherein we have criteria A, B, C, D, E, and then you have on the second column, that is change suggested, you can list down the pain areas given by the function in charge. Say he wants to improve quality of the product, that it can be one pain area. The product can be anything. The second is quality of service he is giving, after sales service, you can say. Third is timely product delivery. Then he can have some other issues like administration issues. The workers are not doing properly. And other again some you can say reduce the cost of the product manufacturing or improve the sales. Like he can give 5-10 suggestions. Write the suggestions in the second column, and against each line item you have to prioritize it by using this criteria. So what the first criteria says, that is the change or is the improvement required under the law? Is it abiding to the law of the land? If it is that no, it is not required under law, it is for your organization, then you can give 1 mark there. If it is required by the law, then you have to give 9 marks there. So let's move to the column B, that is criteria B, benefits. What is the envisaged benefit? The person may say कि आपका when you improve the quality of your product, you may get a benefit around 50 rupees per 50 lakhs per year. So you can point right 3 points there. The benefit is below 50 lakhs, say 25 lakhs per year. The initial benefit. The person thinks that way. It may not be the real benefit. But what benefit the person thinks? The person working or the department head knows what is the product cost and what is the product selling price and how much he is expecting the rise in sales due to changing quality or improving quality. That is the benefit he thinks he may get in a year. So that we will put in the column B. In column C, how much time it will take to implement the change? If it is taking more than 12 months, means it will be taking long time. The Six Sigma projects, we see that it must be completed in 4 to 6 months. So if it is 12 months, then it is a long time projects. Then you have to give less marks there. If you think that the change will happen rapidly, that is in the next 4 to 6 months, we may be able to complete the improvements and get the benefits, then you give 9 marks there. Then we have criteria D, probability of success. This is probability of success is based on the experience of the person working in that field. As a new person there, you will not be able to tell the success probability, but the persons in that field, that is the managers or line managers we say there, or quality head, technical head, they who have worked in that area for a long time may give you some idea about it. Ki this may be is able to happen. We have done this around 5 years back, or this is very difficult to change these things. So that is the probability of success. So it can be low, medium, or high. Or based on that, you can put the numbers there. And the criteria is operation. Is the project going to have operation easy? Is the operation, or it is going to make the operation difficult? That is low, medium, high. That also you have to put. Once you put all the values for each item, you get a product of this in the last column. That is A into B into C into D into E. And the highest rank, highest points, which the item line item with the highest points is the first priority of doing the project. So if the quality gets highest point, you have to do the project on quality first. If something else get the highest point, you have to do the project on that first. So this is a project priority matrix, because when you go in organization and tell the chief there, "Okay, I'm here to help you in improving your baseline or improving your quality, what projects you want to do?" He'll throw a laundry list of projects on you, but you cannot handle all the projects. So how you can prioritize the projects is based on this matrix. So there are different ways to improve your projects. Some are, this is called Malcolm Bridge Award. So it deals with 7 categories of for World Cup performance: leadership, strategic planning, customer focus, measurement analysis and knowledge management, workforce focus, and operation focus, and the results. So leadership and strategic planning drives the customer focus, measurement analysis, and workforce and operation focus, and it gives results. So they are interlinked to each other. As the results show a decline trend, again you have to go to leadership and strategic planning for changing the strategy or changing leadership, changing the way we work, and again put that new ideas in improving your work.
So your screen is not, so your slide is not changing.
Oh no, what is happening now? Now changing?
No, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Now which slide you are seeing? Malcolm Bridge Award?
Yes, sir.
33, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So this is, yeah. So this is also Malcolm Bridge Award category in US, but this is also implemented in India under RBNQA, that is Ramakrishna Bajaj National Quality Award. The same steps are used there, and for each of these steps, there are marks or points given. So you can see in the column that leadership is 120 points, strategic planning is 85 points, results 450 points, and so on. So based on this, you can develop your own team. There are questionnaires given in each of these category. You can answer the entry of the leadership team and discuss the strategic planning team, write the points, get where you are, and then where you want to go. Everything is based on the same thing, metrics. That is, first find out where you are, rank yourself, and then decide where to go. The other improvement is Deming Cycle. That is the plan, do, check, act, PDC cycle, which is very common.
Sir, can you again explain this, Malcolm?
Yeah. This Malcolm Bridge Award is for world-class performance. That is quality improvement, improvement in process, improvement in your areas of work. So what they do is, there are 7 criteria in this award, and for each criteria they do the audit. The first audit is done by your own team. Leadership, 120 points. There are questionnaires based on leadership. Then there are questionnaires for strategic planning. For each of these 7 criteria listed here, there are questionnaires. You first find out where you are based on the interview of the people taken in each area, and give marks as per their answers. Then you find out of this, all these questions, 1,000 points are there in this 7 categories. Once you 1,000, you find where you are, and then you can take improvements or projects from where you are scoring less. That is the methodology followed in this RBNQ award. This was first initiated in the US as Malcolm Bridge Award. The same is being used in India as Ramakrishna Bajaj National Quality Award. It is given by IMC, that is Indian Merchant Chambers, and they do the audits for all the different manufacturing things or service provider, service organizations. So based on this, you can find out the improvement areas. What we are discussing is how to find the projects or improvement areas to work on. The next is the PDC or Deming Cycle. Plan, do, act, check. So plan what you are going to do, then do as per planning, then check as what you are.
Not able to see your next slide, sir.
Yeah.
Still stuck on 33 number.
Yeah. Which side is you are seeing?
RBNQ.
Sir, we are seeing 7 key categories for
RBNQ slide.
But different people are seeing different slides, so I cannot change now. Who are able to see PDCA?
no one, sir.
Who is seeing PDCA now?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
This is Some network issue, I think. Wait. Now, PDCA?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's network issue, so we have to bear with it. So the next is plan, do, check, tag, or PDCA cycle, or Deming cycle it is called, where you plan first what are you going to do, what are the activity you are doing, manufacturing, service, anything. You plan the steps of the activity, then do the activity. Then somebody else comes and checks, are you doing as per a plan? If yes, go on, act. If no, then again replan or change the plan. Also, you can do 5W and 1H. That is also called 5W cycle. What, when, where, who, why, and how. Ask the questions on your performance. What was the performance? When was it bad, good? Where was it? Who was responsible for it? Why was it? And how we can improve it. These are all the steps of improvement or finding a project and how to improve the project. Then there is where then we can have a 8 steps concept. The definition of problem, capture data, analyze, plan countermeasures, implement, confirm results, standardization, and control. So there are different approaches being used or followed across the world to improve your projects. The second is also called as team problem solving methodology, 4D. That discover, design, develop, and deploy. Also, there is the approach called 8D, that is D1 to D8, problem solving approach. Create a team, describe the problem, interim containment action, identify root cause, develop permanent corrective action, implement corrective actions, preventive measures, and team recognition. So these are different methodologies being used across the world for problem solving. Problem solving techniques have been deployed across the world from long time, and they are improving over a period of time. One of the such techniques is Six Sigma. So we now come to our main area of interest, Six Sigma. So what is Six Sigma technique say? That we will solve the problem using the Six Sigma methodology. That is 5-step methodology. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAIC. Yes?
Are you on full screen?
Your screen, your PPT is not on that.
So if you exit the full screen, then you will see actually I think that is the problem.
Yes, sir. Click on that, sir. Yes. Now is it okay?
Now you are seeing the DMAIC.
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you on the Six Sigma page?
Yes.
Okay. So I will just continue on this only, because it is getting difficult to exit and again come back to the screen.
Yes, sir.
So let us continue with this. If anything issue, then I will zoom up if you are not able to see anything more. So this is team problem solving, Six Sigma. That is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So in Six Sigma, Dmac approach is also called Dmac approach, DMAIC approach. Define is the first step. Define the problem in terms of what is wrong, and measure the performance. We always talk about measure. Please, I'm going to repeat this many times. Always you should have a metric or a measurement to define the problem. If you are not able to measure a problem, don't do that project. Because if you are not able to measure, then you are not able to control, not able to improve. So in Six Sigma methodology, always measure is important. You must know where you are. Then analyze. Find out the root cause, find out different causes which are affecting your performance, try to improve it, find the root cause. In improve, implement the new system or new methodology or new steps that you are going to do. And in control is try to prevent recurrence of the errors that are done in the first phase. So this is the methodology DMAIC used. In simple words, if you say define and measure is called Y, or the project is called Y, and the problems or the causes are called X's. So Y is a function of X. The X can be X1, X2, X3 up to Xn. Number of X's can be more. In the analyze phase, this is a single slide. You can see the DMIC approach being followed at in Six Sigma. What is the approach? Y function of X1, X2, X3. Potential causes are top of the funnel. Use the analyze tools, that is basic quality tools, FMEA, value stream mapping, lean tools, process mining, automation to find out the root cause. Go to the root cause and control the root cause, eliminate the root cause, and complete the project. That is a simple approach that is used in a Six Sigma methodology. If you have to do any project in Six Sigma methodology, just follow this 15-16 steps and the project is done. In define, project scope and problem validation, problem statement, metrics, that is what you measure, then objective. Problem will tell you where you are, objective is where you want to go. So let us take a simple example. I am studying, let us say, graduation from a college, and in the first semester, I score 50% marks. And so the project scope or problem validation is improving the scoring in the exam in the engineering school college. Is the project scope or problem. Statement is a student is scoring less than 60% mark in the exam. That is problem statement. Metric 6, percentage of marks 50 or 50, 55, whatever you have got. Objective statement, the student must score above 70% marks in the exam. The team members will be student, then faculty, then you can have some colleagues who are supporting you, classes if you are joining some tuition classes, they are your team members. So this is the define phase. The first phase, that is define phase. Then we have a measure phase, define the project. What is define your project? See that the data collected is proper. Now we are taking a simple example. But when you go to an organization or when you go in any industry, there are a lot of data which are roaming or we are wandering in the industry. So you must always be able to validate the data and see that your data collection system is proper. That is done in measure phase. Then process map and simplification, find out what is as-is process. What are the steps in the as-is process? What step will follow which step? What step running in parallel? What are running in series? That is the process map. Then CE metrics, cause and effect of our variable reduction. Find out the causes that are affecting your problem. Let us take the example what I told here, getting good marks. What are the problems or the causes that are affecting your not studying, no time for study, engaging your time in playing, watching lots of movies, spending time on mobile, spending time on WhatsApp, very active on Facebook. They are all the causes that are affecting your studies. That will be different causes in different areas. So I'm just taking a simple example. And measure capability. What is capability? When we go in detail, I will again explain you during the measure phase, but just for overview, I'm telling. Measure capability is where you want to go and where you are. That is the capability. I want to score 100 out of 100 and I'm at 50. So my capability is 50%. So that is the capability. It is measured in Six Sigma terms on a scale of 1 to 6. So we'll discuss this when we do measure phase. In session 3 or 4, we'll come to measure phase. Discuss in detail how to measure the capability and how to calculate it. And data collection system, for any problem to be solved, you have to have data. And data cannot, you have to have good data, correct data, relevant data, and that needs to be collected from all the sources. So that is also done in measure phase. Then process capability, you have to calculate the process capability. Then we have analyze phase, where you do variable analysis. That is, you have got C&D metrics, that is C&D cause and effect for variable reduction. From that cause and effect variable reduction, we have to do the analysis on that causes. It can be 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, 25 causes. Then we have to do some statistical studies, graphical studies to find out the root cause. That is based 1 to 3 causes that will give good improvement. Then based on the causes, You do a DOE, that is plan for DOE, design of experiment. What is design experiment? You work on the 2-3 main causes, and put a solution to them and run the experiment for a limited period of time. Say in a manufacturing industry, we run for around 1 week. We change the parameters, change the settings, temperature, pressure, flow, quality, some we change for a controlled time. You cannot run it for a long time, because if it fails, you are going to affect the production and it will be more loss to the organization. So you have to control it for say 1 day or 2 days and find out what is the output. So if you get the output that is as per your desired output you get by changing the parameters, then that is the improve, design and execute experiment, that is for 1 or 2 days. And once you are getting output which is desired, then change the settings permanently and implement the change. Then in control phase, you optimize the solutions and then control the excess. That is, what are the excess that you have planned to change in the improve phase, that needs to be controlled. Because once you leave the project, it is always going to happen that it will again start to degrade or come down. जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि you start studying, you focus on your studies for 1 year and you score very good marks. That is from 52 you go to 70. Then next year you think that it is now easy, then I can do it, and you again start following your rituals like watching movies, playing on WhatsApp or something, and you again come down. So the control phase is important to monitor and control whatever you have done the improvement is going as per the desired values, and then close or hand over the project to the process team. So these are the broad steps used in a DMIC project in a Six Sigma approach. So everybody will say ki, why Six Sigma works? Because Six Sigma is a bottom line approach for operative improvement. Whenever you go reduce cost, improve quality, improve service, improve cycle time, you are going to improve your profits. Focus on customer requirement. You always start the project with customer requirement. You don't start the project with what I want, what the customer wants. Everybody has a customer. Now for me, I'm working in an organization, so I have a customer. I have to serve people. I have to serve some functions. So I have to see what they want, and I must try to improve my process so that I support them as fast as possible. Sound and strategical approach. Data-driven process. In Six Sigma, we never go on hunch. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है होना चाहिए. No, show data. I think last year of the project, our profits were low. No, we will not listen to anybody. You show data. Show the balance sheet, show the profits, show what was the cost. Everything is data-driven. So nobody can question you how you have done this. Once you show data to a person or data to the management, they will always agree on your thinking. Clear, defined measures of success. That is, you cannot say that we will improve we should improve the quality of our product. By what? What is your quality now? What is the quality as per the customer requirement? Where you are? Numbers bolo bhai. Don't talk vague. I'll improve my marks, but from where to where? I will reach in time, but where you are going to reduce? Reach in time matlab, are you not on time? Then what is your time you required to come? What are you going to do? So everything must be on the metric or the measurement. You cannot say vague statements. You have to give clear-cut statements and clear-cut processes. Encourage team culture, that we say, because we are not going to do a project by sitting alone on desktop or laptop. We have to do a project involved in a team. When you are doing a project in a manufacturing sector or in the service industry or any functions, you must have people from that function also in your team, because they are going to give you data. They are going to give you what happened or what are the causes of my failure. So they are the experts, and we are Six Sigma. We can say leaders or Six Sigma functions will go and facilitate their problem solving. So we are going to solve the problem for the people working in the process. So we must have the team from the all disciplines to be there. And improve employment. When all employees are doing routine job, if you do something new, people are engaged in that. People are excited about doing something new. You always see people are bored of doing routine jobs. But if you say we are doing this thing new, will improve your lifestyle, you will improve your way of working, will ease your operations, will reduce your stress. The people are happy to help you. And then we have an infrastructure of trained individuals. We train black belts and green belts. We'll come to that, what are black belts, what are green belts. So when we train black belts and green belts, then we have people who are trained and who can systematically solve this problem by helping others. That is why Six Sigma works. Why Six Sigma is important is because their benefits have been seen by the management also, and the people also. Everybody can benefit from it. So the success of Six Sigma stories over the years. General Electric, around 3 billion savings in the year 2000. Honeywell, around $6 million in savings in just 1 year. Dow Chemicals, 25 million investment regained within only a quarter. These are the stories or success stories of world-class organizations who implemented Six Sigma as their way of life. Sorry, this slide is repeated. So every problem has two solutions. One is bhag lo, and second is also bhag lo. The fun is run away, and second is participate. The choice is yours. Always in your life, you'll come across different problems, different hurdles, and so you have to always participate, not run away from it. So now Six Sigma defined. What is the Six Sigma? Six Sigma. What is Six Sigma? A disciplined method of using data gathering and statistical analysis to pinpoint the sources of errors and identify the way of eliminating them. Disciplined method of data gathering. Please stress on these words. Discipline means systematic, time-bound method of data gathering and statistical analysis. So everything is on data. Michael Harry is called the guru of Six Sigma. He first used this approach in Motorola. So he's called the guru of Six Sigma. And what he says is a business improvement. Yeah. Hello.
Sir, your slide.
In which slide you are seeing now?
Yeah, now it is 44.
Six Sigma defined?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are on the same slide. No issue. A business improvement approach that seeks to find and eliminate the causes of mistakes or defects in the business process by focusing on outputs that are critical to important to customer. So what Michael says, whatever is important to customer must be focused. If you are not able to meet the customer requirement, you must eliminate your causes or mistakes in the process and meet the customer requirement. That is a simple approach of Six Sigma. So everybody wants in an industry perfect process. Nobody wants to be imperfect. Everybody wants to be 100% perfect. So there are different objectives and different tools to go perfect process. Objective is valuable. You want the process value to be delivered. So it must be waste free, because when we remove the waste or the NVA, non-valuable items from the process, the value must become valuable. What are the tools? Lean tools, value stream mapping. These are the tools used to deliver the value process to the customer. Second can be a capable process, that is reduce variations. The capable process is having less variations. Means everything variation will come to the measurement phase. I will show what is variation. The tools used are 7 key tools, and advanced statistical tools are used in the process to reduce the variations and improve the capability of the process. Then third is availability. That is total productivity maintenance. Zero breakdown. The equipment or the resource must be available when needed. That is the availability. Then adequate, freedom from constraint, high throughput. That is, we must have the process which has less constraints. Feed नहीं है, ये material नहीं है, वो material नहीं है, ये सब चीजें नहीं होनी चाहिए. So it is an adequate process. So it is a theory of constraint is the tool use. And the last one is flexible process. That is, we must be able to change the grade of the product as the customer changes. So when you are, if you are in chemical industry, you will come to know that there are different grades used for different products, particularly in PVC and polymers. Polymer में बहुत grade आते हैं. Some are used in different products that are in the market. So once the market demand changes, you have to change the grade of the product. So your process must be so flexible that you are able to change the grade of the product very fast without wastages. That the tool uses SMD, single minute exchange of die, is the SMED approach used in the process. So when you are going in a problem solving methodology, you have to first find out what process objective you want. You want a capable process, you want a valuable process, you want to have a process which is flexible, and that way you have to deploy your tools to make the process as required. Generally, in Six Sigma methodology or in manufacturing industry, we deal with two. It is capable process and valuable process. These are the two processes which are generally used, these are generally followed in the Six Sigma methodology. So what does the Six Sigma organization look like? And when we call G the Six Sigma organization, so what is the organization setup look like? That is 6 to 10% of the profits are coming from Six Sigma projects. There are a lot of approaches used to improve profits. There are one of the 6 to 10% of the bottom line profits are coming from the Six Sigma initiatives. Then we call that the organization is implementing Six Sigma. 5 to 10% of population are black belts or master black belts. Means 5 to 10% of the employees are certified black belts or master black belt, that is ACE certified. 40 to 50% people are green belts, that are part-time people, that are people who know what is Six Sigma, people who know how to Six Sigma approach works. They are called green belts. Black belts are people who are doing the projects or mentoring the projects or helping people to do the project. They are black belts or master black belts. And all the HODs are champions. That is, champion is a person who sponsors the project. Means every HOD wants to do project in Six Sigma. Then they are called champions. A stream of projects are available in pipeline. So as I मैंने बोला था priority matrix के time. There are 10, 12 projects available. You are doing 2. Once 2 are done, you take the next 2. The next 2. The pipeline is there. Always the projects are available and people are working on it. And HR policies are aligned with deployment. HR is supporting. And the HR is not. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि HR is not recognizing the Six Sigma approach. It must recognize the Six Sigma approach. Six Sigma approach is structured without external help. That is no need for consultant. The people in the organization are so trained, the black belts, the master black belts, trained and expertise that they on their own start developing new people and do the Six Sigma projects are continuing. Some Six Sigma organizations which are practitioners in international scenario. G, General Electric. Jack Welch is called you can say this is Michael Harris, the guru of Six Sigma. Jack Welch can be the person, you can say, marketing of Six Sigma, marketing head of Six Sigma. He was the person who implemented Six Sigma at G when he was CEO and made it compulsory that every person must have a knowledge of Six Sigma, and all the problems which are problems or pain areas are resolved using Six Sigma approach. So he's called the, you can say, the marketing of Six Sigma, marketing head. Then G is the organization Dow Chemicals, Toyota, Allied Signals is there, DuPont, PM, Sony, Honda. The international organizations which are deploying Six Sigma for a long time. In the Indian context, we have L&T, Wipro, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Asian Paints,
Slide chain.
Johnson & Johnson, Cummins. Yeah, somebody having some question?
Slide chain नहीं हुई sir. हाँ वो.
कौन सी साइड पे आप 47 नंबर?
Yeah. It is visible. Yeah.
Correct? Hello.
47, sir.
So बराबर है ना? वही चल रहा है ना?
Yes sir.
Yeah. So there are different approaches which were taken by organizations while implementing or deploying Six Sigma in their functions. So generation 1, it is Motorola 85 to 87, that's 1985 and 1987. Generation 1, what they follow the approach is they develop black belts first. Black belts are the people who work on 2 to 3 projects simultaneously and complete them in a typical period of 4 to 6 months. So they say that we will develop black belts and black belts will go on doing projects. That was the approach taken by Motorola. The scope was global, that they are doing it across the globe wherever their organization Motorola placed. The focus was on defects. They say that we must reduce the defects in the organization. It can be in process defects, service defects, any defects which we found in our process should be reduced. And the tools were used, statistical tools were generally used or deployed in the Motorola. When GE took the approach of implementing or deploying Six Sigma across their organization, Jack Welch, he took the concept that we must have green belts. What the green belt? Every person is doing a project, small projects. Black belt projects will be complex and cross-functional, but green belt will work in his own area. So his approach was everybody must do a project, everybody must solve a problem, everybody must be able to know the 6 methodology and deploy it. So he took it region-wise. Regional approach था उसका, means in the region, a person responsible for that region will take up the project and do it. And his focus was on cost, how to reduce cost. And his tools were graphical tools, that is quality tools. So in generation 2, the project, the focus shifted from black belt to green belt. That is, more people were covered in generation 2. In generation 1, only selected people from some top ranking people or some people in the senior management were taken to do the approach. But in generation 2, that is G, everybody was asked to do the project. In generation 3, that is DuPont, in 2000 onwards, they are deploying white and yellow belts. That is, each employee in the organization must know Six Sigma. Projects hote ke nahi hote, that is not important. But everybody must know the approach, and everybody must be able to deploy it. That is their, we can say, fundas for deploying the Six Sigma methodology. They focus on value, improve value. So when we see the chart which was shown 2-3 slides back, this chart. So everybody is having a different, you can say, approaches. Value approach, use lean tools. Capability approach, that is reduce defects, use 7QC tools. So these were the approaches used by these generations while deploying Six Sigma in their organization. So what is the value? What is the value? Value is the difference between what is satisfaction, expectation minus experience. What is my expectation and what the experience I get? A simple value, I discussed it some time back about restaurant. We go to a restaurant for having food, lunch, dinner, snacks, anytime, and we expect something like ambience must be good, washrooms must be clean and proper, well maintained. The person talking to me, that is the service boy or service person, must be neatly dressed. He must talk in colloquial language, not use bad language. Give me respect, talk properly. The food I get should be of good quality, hot and tasty. The cost must be as low as possible. So all these are the expectations when we go to a restaurant. And when we was the experience worth it, then we say value for money. Worth it, we'll say no, itna to khas nahi tha, food barabar nahi tha. We always give these comments. If you go with a family or with the friends, different people have different experience about it. Somebody will say, "Arey, food itna khas nahi." Somebody will say, "Arey, acha tha, food to acha tha." That is his experience. The experience and the value for each person will be different. So we have to always create value for the customer. That is the main motto of this Six Sigma methodology. We should create value and make the experience worth it. That is the Six Sigma methodology. The nature of evaluation can be physical, that is physical transformation and nature of evaluation, problem solving, approach improvement, and documentation information. These are the three approaches or ways where the value can be added. Physical transformation can be you are purchasing some item from the market, and you get it properly covered in a package. The package is delivered to you safely. So you are at the physical value of the material. That value is the material is not damaged. When you take from Amazon से आपके घर पे आता है, तो how they pack it neatly in the package pack होता है उसका, फिर cardboard packing होता है, उसके ऊपर फिर seal होता है. Everything is there. That is the physical value. That you are valuing the material. Second can be problem solving. That is somebody's service problem.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
The slide number 50th is not visible.
50 चालू है, नहीं दिख रहा है 50?
Sir.
अभी?
Yes, sir, it's visible now.
50 na, nature of value addition. Okay. So the next value can be a problem solving or process improvement. We are working in a service industry. So yeah, we generally call our Jio, Airtel or some service for service. Phone nahi chal raha hai, calls nahi ja rahe, data is not proper. Or we call for some TV work, apna TV nahi chal raha hai, the cable kya hota, we can say channels are not visible. So you can solve the problem and improve that process or improve the value of your service. That is the second value addition. The value can be addition to service. The third value is documentation information. We want some information from our, we go to different websites. Let's say now you are studying you are doing graduation. Somebody wants to do post-graduation, MBA from say some college. So we'll go to the site and find out what are the requirements. Eligibility kya hai, course syllabus kya hai, fees kya hai, what are the dates where we have to apply, what are the dates for the examination. That is documentation information value. So every person or everyone in the industry is trying to create value for the customer. The customer can be anybody. Like if you are going for a post-graduation program, you are a customer for the university. So you have to add value. The university must add value to your queries by giving right information, relevant information on the website. If you are a service person that you are going for a servicing job, washing machine repairs, TV repairs, or you are in a call center where you want to solve a problem of some say loan processing hai, yeah, mobile not working, some thing not available. So you have to add value by resolving the problem very fast. That is the value everybody wants. When you call a call center, what we are expecting is the person must answer our question in 10 minutes and the problem is solved. So that is the expectation of the customer. Now, how you make it possible is what the value you add. So the value can be physical value, or value can be improvement in the process time, improvement in problem solving, how fast you solve it, or value can be information that you provide to the customer. So all the work or all the things we do in the industry are for adding value to the customer. And Six Sigma is that approach which will tell you how you can add value to the customer, how you can satisfy the customer, how you can make the customer happy. Because once you are a happy customer, then you are going to improve your sales. Then once you add value, you can charge them more, and they will be happy to pay it because they are getting what they want. So these are the things that Six Sigma helps you in driving your organization and improving your profits. So a simple example of validation: we are standing on a traffic signal, and we get the counter which shows that how much time it will take to signal to turn from red to green or green to red. That is validation. This is nothing. This is not a requirement. If the traffic signal is only red, green, red, yellow, and green, we are going to stand when the signal is red, and when we start our vehicle when the signal becomes green. But this value gives you the time, or can I switch off the vehicle? The time is more than 2 minutes. I can switch off the vehicle. No, the time is less than 5 seconds. I will be ready to go. And these are the things which help you in increasing the value and customer satisfaction. So with this, we come to today's session end. And anybody any doubt up to now, we can discuss. And or if no doubts, you can raise your hand, and we can go to some slide or see the doubts what you have, or we can end it today. Yeah, somebody raised the hand.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know, when you say that Six Sigma was implemented in a particular company, I want to know how is it implemented? I mean, what is the thought process behind?
Yeah. That process will come in our sessions. We have got session on that, how to implement it.
Okay, sir.
But I just briefly I can tell you that once first time when they implement, they appoint a consultant generally who is a Six Sigma expert. That G has a branch. They provide Six Sigma services. So G is a consultant which many companies deploy, and for 1 or 2 years. Then they train the people for a period of 2 years with projects simultaneously going on, and improve the process, improve their quality. And once a batch of people are developed, then the organization will then start deploying more people by using these people as a consultants. So they for 1 or 2 years, the consultants are involved, and some handpicked people are selected from the employees, and they are trained on Six Sigma approach, how to do a project, what are the different things to do, and with parallelly they do a project, and they present it to management saying that these are the projects that are completed in 1 year. This is the benefit which is achieved. And once 1 or 2 cycles of these things are done, then the organization gets a good group of people, around 20-40, who are trained in this methodology. So the organization then the contract is ended with the consultant, and these 20-30 people are then asked to train more people and continue the chain. Generally, this approach is taken.
Okay, sir.
Yes, but Dev.
Yes, sir, you have mentioned about some tools, lean tools, statistical
Yes, yes.
tools.
All these tools will cover in our sessions coming on.
Okay.
In every session from this today just was the introduction of what is Six Sigma and how it is done. Now from next session onwards, every session will have some tools which I told you DMAC approach, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. In every phase we have some tools, and these tools I will give you the basic of the tools and how they are deployed.
And sir, the project manager or product managers, they are the Six Sigma belt holders or they are other consultants?
Generally, in a organization, the process owners are the champions. So you can say product manager, they are champions because they have some pain areas which they want to improve. And the Six Sigma persons are trained black belts. They can be from the same process or they came from the other process because it's a methodology. Once you knew the methodology, you can deploy it in any process. I say I am a chemical engineer, but I have also done projects in maintenance and other functions. So once you know the methodology, we have to go to the product owner and ask in the pain areas and then start defining the project. So these product owners or process owners are generally the champions in our language.
Okay, so these things are done by product managers, sir, or consultants, right?
When if you have consultant now in our organization, earlier we had consultants. Now we own are driving it because after 2-3 years the consultants are then not required. Then the people who are trained are driving it. Initially, we need consultants to know the methodology correctly and get it done properly. But once a bunch of people are trained in your own organization, then they can drive this approach. Okay, so no more questions, and we can close for today.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, the slides that you were showing, so we were not able to see slides from 1 to 24.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
I will share it with Himanshu.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I will share it with Himanshu, then Himanshu can share with all of you.
Anusha, I will submit all the. Yes.
Yeah, what I will do is today evening or tomorrow morning, I'll share with you the slides which I showed today. You can send it to all the participants.
Yeah, sure, sir. No problem.
Sure.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, Dhawal sir will said that please take an assignment from Aashish Joglekar sir for the students after 2 to 3 lecture.
I didn't get it, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Dhawal sir said that to talk with the sir for assignment assigned to students.
Oh, okay. So when can we talk?